Just west of the small town of Havana, Florida, and east of the smaller community of Dogtown, lies a swamp that extends 20 to 30 miles into some of the last remaining wilds of this North Florida, South Georgia wilderness area. This swamp has for years been the subject of strange sightings, chance meetings, and encounters with large, hairy, ape-like creatures that possess superhuman strength and can stand 7 to 12 feet tall. My name is Miguel Duran, and today we're looking for...
Swampfoot is an anomaly.
And it smelled terrible. I don't know where if you took a tomcat and had him, you know, yowling like he was out on a prowl and sort of, you know, and with a little more tomcat sound into it. It just
yeah, it was like, but that sound like kind of.
Give me a fucking break, man. This thing's out in the woods. It's dangerous. I'm afraid it's going to get one of my children, and I want somebody to do something about it, God damn it.
Skeptics state that Swampfoot is a creation of moonshiners meant to scare wanderers away from the stills. Others feel that Swampfoot legend is just a figment of the surrounding community's collective imagination. In spite of these doubts, sightings continue and considerable amounts of evidence keeps piling up. We're standing next to Bog Bottom Lake, infamous for numerous sightings of Swampfoot. Just beyond the lake is a North Florida swamp teeming with mammalian and reptilian life. Gators, poisonous snakes, insects, briars, undergrowth, and quicksand keep all but the hardcore, experienced woodsman from exploring the swamps beyond. Apparently, deep in this last natural refuge, a creature unlike any other on the planet lives, hunts, and survives.
I said the first time I saw him, I came in the house, I locked the door, got under my covers, and scared the shit out of me. Yep.
A lot of people in this area have seen this animal.
Yep. And nobody's caught him yet.
No one's caught him.
How many little people shot at him and everything, and they never had slowed him down one bit. Motherfucker just runs right through the woods.
People have shot him.
Yeah, a neighbor up there shoots him. He shoots at everything that moves.
So how many of these creatures?
Well, it's hard to say, Mike. I'd say there's 2 or 3 of them.
But there's been other reports of even more.
Well, you know how that is. Everybody's got an opinion, but I mean, some people say they've seen 3. It might be the same one they've seen 3 times. You know what I mean? It's just hard to tell. Can't get close enough to see the damn rascal. They just scoot through your yard so quick. They leave one hell of a bad smell behind them, too.
And are there any signs of them having families?
Well, it's hard to tell the sex of the beast because like I say, they move through your yard so damn fast and it smells so bad you just run in the house and slam the door.
Well, tell me about the first time you saw him.
It was Labor Day. We were having a big family barbecue. It was Uncle Joe's birthday. Aunt Sue was late because she just gotten out of the hospital with a hysterectomy. You know how them things are. They take everything apart. We were having a conversation, and it was about 7 o'clock in the evening. We're out on the deck in the backyard. It's about a 16 by 16 deck. It's got a little bench on it. It's right over there. And it's off the ground. Shit, it's off the ground about 10 feet. And when that motherfucker jumped over there was a cloud of dust like I've never seen before in my life. And it was the worst. It just scared the shit out of all of us. I'll never forget it. He must have been 15 feet tall. It happened so fast, nobody really saw exactly if he had eyes or anything, but it just was one big, ugly-looking monster. Ugly, ugly-looking thing. We're about ready to get, we're having barbecue spare ribs. I'll never forget this shit. He took the meat right off the barbecue. He turned and he growled in Uncle O's face. He farted in my face and jumped clean off the deck and ran through the woods. And I swear that's a God's honest truth. Oh, I wouldn't, man that drinks Miller Beer would never tell a lie.
How long have you lived in this area?
Well, it's hard to say, really. I forget about a lot of it. I've been here about 10 years. Here in Havana. Now, I've moved around a lot. I've lived down the road about 5 miles for about 5 years, and I lived a little bit in Tallahassee and over there in Destin. You know, I move around quite. I'm what you call a jet setter for this type of woods people.
Pretty convincing story, huh? That was William Bubba Johnson. Bubba's lived in the Dogtown area for numerous years. Now, like all good investigative reporters, I like to follow in Geraldo's footsteps. Let's see how Bubba does under fire.
Bubba, has there been any history of mental illness in your family?
Man, I'll say, every fucking one of them's crazy as far as I'm concerned.
Have you yourself undergone any kind of psychiatric treatment?
Oh no, I've always been able to take care of the minute problems I have in this lifetime.
Do you have, you do have a history of drunken driving though, don't you?
Well, now, that's what they call it.
In fact,
I've been driving around drunk for 20 years and I've never hit anything but inanimate objects. I'll let you know that.
Also have a history of bar fights and brawls.
Well, now that would be blowing it up, I'd say. I mean, I've broken a few bones and had a few of my teeth knocked out and replaced. But
there's also been incidences of your threatening political candidates for offices.
Yeah, well, that was blown. The media blew that damn thing right out of the water. But, you know, I did threaten to kill the man.
So considering your past history, how can you expect us as objective observers to take your word as truth?
Because I'm a good old boy, and the name's Johnson, and everybody knows me out here, and I ain't never told a lie. And it's just like UFOs. It's just like UFOs. I mean, everybody's seen a UFO. I've seen a UFO. I've talked to hundreds of people that have seen UFOs, and then the government gets it, and there ain't no UFOs. Come on, man. Give me a fucking break, man. This thing's out in the woods. It's dangerous. I'm afraid it's going to get one of my children, and I want somebody to do something about it, God damn it. What do we pay these damn commissioners and governors and politicians and all these motherfuckers for? They try to either blow us up, and they won't even get that damn hairy monster out of the woods. Now, what kind of a thing is that for a taxpayer to have to put up with? I can't let my kids play in the yard. I'm afraid to go in the garden, and I damn sure don't barbecue out on the porch anymore. I'll show you where he landed. Come on, follow me. Son of a bitch. Goddamn thing still. Rest my bed. Right there. Everything's fucked up. I'm talking about kids. You come in here and look at a nest of my guy. I was telling him about the monster on that Labor Day party.
Monster.
Yeah. Come on out here. Okay. This wall was barbecue right here in the middle of the deck. Uncle Joe was seated right here. Aunt Judy right here. I think Jim Bob was over here, but I'm not sure. And Rosita was sitting there in that white chair over by that firewood pile. I was over here talking to Uncle Joe. The damn thing jumped right up here, snatched the meat, came over here and growled at Uncle Joe. And as he jumped over, went right through the woods right there. See that path of trees that have kind of moved out of the way right there? Look right there where the sun shot at. You can almost still see the path, but I'll show you where it landed. You got these little spots right here. Can't figure out where the fuck them spots are. See those little spots there by my big toe? Somebody ought to do something about this thing, and I'm tired of it.
all very interesting. But what does Mrs. Bubba Johnson have to say?
Well, I don't believe him.
This is Swamp Monster. They came and jumped on that deck. You weren't here, so how do you know? Jumped right on that deck. Growled. and Uncle Joe and farted on his way out, and they left them little grease stains down there on the bottom of that deck, and you don't know what them are. They've never been there before.
Well, I'll tell you what I do know. When you guys get together after one of these parties that you have, you see all kinds of things, and this is just another one of them. And besides, didn't Uncle Joe just escape from the steak place up there?
No, that's really not the way to put it. What Joe did is release himself on his own cognizance. He didn't feel that the system could serve him properly anymore, so he had to leave. So I wouldn't, Uncle Joe's just as crazy as everybody else I know. Those are all my children. I think there's 2 of them. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, how many we got? 6 of them. Where's that dirty-faced little boy? That little boy's missing. Oh, there he is. There he is. No, I guess we're just having 5 of them.